On December 1st, 2011, Jay Critchley, co-founder of the Provincetown Swim4Life and Paddler Flotilla, and volunteers attended the first ever World AIDS Day at the Massachusetts State House in order to bring the prayer ribbons from the swim to Boston and to talk about HIV and AIDS. I interviewed Jay in Provincetown, Massachusetts after the event in order to learn more about the history of the prayer ribbons and to ask Jay to share his reading from the World AIDS Day event. So can you tell us about what are the prayer ribbons?
Well, the prayer ribbons were created at the Provincetown Swim4Life about 15, 20 years ago. It's an event in Provincetown, right on the harbor, and there's a deck that runs across a couple 100 feet, and it just seemed like there needed some kind of activation, some kind of visual presence in the event. And a few of us thought about Buddhist prayer ribbon. They're not ribbons, they're prayer cards or flags, I think. So we had the idea of taking colored ribbons and having people write the names of people that, not just the people who have died they wanted to honor, but people in their lives who they wanted to thank and be grateful for. So it's really about the community. So we started collecting them at the Swim4Life, and at the Celebration of Life concert. And now we have 2,500 ribbons, and there's some really amazing stories. People didn't just write names. I mean, there's phrases and thank yous and lots of different stories on them.
Recently, the ribbons were on display in Boston. Can you talk about how that came about?
Right. The State House in Boston, we initiated the first World AIDS Day event, believe it or not, in Boston. It's the 25th year of the Swim4Life, and we thought it would be appropriate to bring the prayer ribbons to Boston and talk about HIV and AIDS. And so the state and my representative, Sarah Peak, got very involved with the event. So it turned into a very large event with speakers from the state and the city of Boston. And I gave a little talk, some remarks about the Swim4Life and about the prayer ribbons.
That's great. Would you mind sort of sharing with us what it is that you had shared at the State House?
I shall. When people gather with passion and vision, great things are accomplished. Over 24 years, in one of the largest natural harbors in the world, thousands of swimmers braved the unpredictable waters of Provincetown Harbor, its chilly currents, surging tides, and their deep fears, to raise $2.5 million for AIDS, women's health, and the community. Pregnant women, 11-year-old children, a 90-year-old man, a man with one leg, a high school swim team, and swimmers from Australia to Macadamia to California converge at Summer's End for this 1.4-mile Provincetown Harbor crossing. The exuberance is contagious. It saved my life. It changed my life. It's the most important event of the year. 2012 marks the 25th anniversary of the Provincetown Swim4Life and Paddler Flotilla, set for September 8th in this historic whaling port, fishing village, art colony, and gay resort. The event symbolizes the heroic efforts of a community devastated by the pandemic, with one of the highest incidences of infection and disease in the country. The event has become a catalyst for a nurturing community offering healthy exercise, connectedness, and continuity for those who return year after year. This quintessential Provincetown tradition, held the weekend after Labor Day, primarily benefits AIDS and women's health services, but includes other caregiving organizations in the community. We believe that the health of the entire community involves a nurturing and healing culture for both people with AIDS and life-threatening diseases and their caregivers. Prayer ribbons have become a visual presence at the event, a signature witness to the annual swim. On view here at various venues around the community and at the expansive boat slip deck, waterfront headquarters of the fundraiser, these 5-foot-long colored ribbons have been collected over 15 years and are inscribed with names and messages of people we wish to honor in our lives, both living and deceased. Here are selected ribbons inscribed with names and messages telling us succinct and personal stories. And I had the ribbons in front of me, so I was holding them up as I was reading them. For all the brave men and women and children that have fought AIDS, with love, Jamie. For Father and Raphael, smile from above, with Jane. I'll swim hard, love, JP. Ken, he said he didn't want to grow old, and he didn't, with love. Peaches, to the cousin I never got to meet, Donald. For David, this is the first swim without him. Still talking about you, Eric M. To Billy, the porch light is always on and always will be, XXX. To all us survivors. To all still afflicted. Love the journey. Love the journey. The 25th Annual Swim for Life and Paddler Flotilla will be held on September 8th, 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Jake.